up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I finished the disaster of a Nissan GTR. It actually cleaned up pretty good. It came out okay. It's got some stuff that I don't like about it. But I think that's almost every build I do. I know what isn't perfect, or not perfect, but I know what I don't like, so they become glaring to me, the issues with it. But regardless, after the daub of glue from my thumb that mysteriously just appeared out of nowhere, the beer waterfall, it came out okay. So I figured I'd show you guys how it came out. The goal for this build started, well, realistically, I kind of inserted myself into this situation. Jody Doyle and Brian Denklau were talking amongst themselves about how they were going to do a buddy build with this kit. And I then, like, they're over here talking buddy build, and I'm way over here. And I'm like, I'm going to build this kit for the Street Machine group build. And then Jody and Brian found out, and they were like, why don't you build it along with us? And then we can debut them at PatCon coming up in at the end of September. And I said, yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. Anyway, so that's how I got in this situation. So this is the first build for the Street Machine group build. This is for the three-way buddy thing with Jody and Brian Denklau. Anyway, the kit went together really well. Zero issues with the kit. I, of course, modified the suspension, added the 3D printed MCV product Rotiform wheels. So I modified some stuff, but otherwise, zero issue assembling this thing. Zero. What a beautiful kit. In case you guys are watching me for the first time, or are behind or whatever, I started with this kit right here, the Tamiya Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR Street Custom. So the Street Custom, it comes with photo etch parts, different wheels, which I didn't use, but I did save those because those will go good on something else. Like aluminum intake horns. It's a cool kit, let's just put it that way. And it does build like a dream. So it does come with a driver figure with a helmet and racing gloves and all that. And I gave that to Tim Ryan a very long time ago. So I've had this kit for a few years. And at the time, I wasn't into painting figures. So I gave it to him to do. I don't even think he used the figure. I think I gave him the figure and all of the, like, the gloves and the helmet, so he could use it for something. But anyway, regardless, that's why there's no figure with this, because I didn't have it. But otherwise, it went together really well. So let me show it to you, and then we'll talk about some of the things that I don't like. Some of the things I don't like. So I had a vision in my head. It came out, just not as well executed as I'd hoped. Anyway, there it is. So this is Tamiya Camel Yellow. Let me see if I can find it. That's Brilliant Orange. Is this Camel Yellow? Yes, TS34 Camel Yellow. Over black primer. That was probably a mistake. So there are spots where, on body lines, where the black, I don't know. So here's the deal. Painted with the TS34 and then clear coated with this. So this is the Mr. Super Clear Gloss, not the UV cut. So I don't know if this was hot. I don't know. Anyway, it's very weird. So here, there's a process. This is how I did this. I painted it, let it sit for days. Then I clear coated it with that clear coat, which I just showed you, which I put back like a dummy, with this, and let it sit. It looked beautiful. It looked really, really nice. But I wanted to get the gloss down because there were decals that I wanted to put down. So I clear coated it. Now I've used the UV cut gloss, same thing, right? Which is this stuff. Let's see how many cans I can drag off this shelf. This stuff, over decals, haven't had a problem. He's gonna go easy, right? So I thought this was probably the same. As it turns out, it's not quite the same. Anyway, hold this back up. Clear coated over the paint, and it looked beautiful, right? Three coats. It looked nice. Put it in the dehydrator. Didn't turn the dehydrator on, though. That might have been my issue. Maybe. Let it sit. The intention was to let it sit overnight. Then work got insane, and it sat for 4 overnights. And when I pulled it out of the dehydrator to go back to work on it, I had noticed that it had melted the paint. The paint had started to bleed away in a couple of the spots. And I'm like, what happened? This paint sat for days before I put the clear coat on it. It's only in a couple of minor spots, but it is what it is. So then I was like, okay, well, I got to do the decals, but that clear coat was obviously hot to the point where it did something to that paint. So I did my decals and I let those sit for 2 days. And then I went over them with the last can of this that I have. This stuff is unobtainium at this point. You cannot find, I cannot find the premium top coat. I can't find it. And that makes me sad because this stuff, you could spray this stuff over anything and it wouldn't affect it. And it laid down beautiful. I'm sad for this. Anyway, laid down my decals and I used half of the last of this to go over that, right? And it looked fine. It looked really good. This is like not wet sanded. This is just, I used my polishing compounds on it. I did not wet sand. Well, I'll get to it. I didn't wet sand the majority of this, and it looks nice. But, again, cleared over the decals, let it sit for days. Came back and started to do my polishing and handling it a little bit. And the frickin' decal, right here on the top body line decal, started to flake away. And I'm like, how is that? How? It's under clear coat. How? I don't know how. I do know how now. Parts of it lifted. It was an old decal, so parts of it lifted. Clear coat got underneath it. And what was not adhered to the body, which was like less than a millimeter of stuff, as you touched it, it would break away. So, if you look closely, that looks like crap. Then came the glue daub for my thumb, so I had to wet sand that. That actually looks fairly decent. I can't even tell what side it's on. It's on this side, it's on that door. The only way you can tell is that part of the decal came off when I pulled my thumb off. Otherwise, I got it glossed out. I got it wet sanded out nice. Looks good. Listen, these all have all these models have their issues. I get it. No build is perfect. I get it. It just seems like this one fought me every single step of the way, with the exception of assembly. It went together beautiful. The interior, I used all the factory stuff except for I used an MCV shifter and an MCV aftermarket steering wheel. Used the kit seats, left the headrests off. I wanted that low back look. Used the Tamiya supplied decals, which weren't the easiest to use, but they came out pretty good with the photo etch buckles. Painted the floor mat to look like a rubber floor mat, but I flocked the rear package tray, so that looks carpeted. That came out really well. The engine, as you can see there, came out really well. That was, I drilled and made my own distributor and made my own wire loom type deals. That's an MCV product super coil kit battery with my own battery cables. The battery cables are actually, now that you can kind of see it if I do this gently. The positive battery cable goes to the starter. The negative battery cable is grounded to the block. That's that photo etch strut bar. Went together really good. There's a good representation in the engine bay of what the paint did under the clear coat. See how it pulled away from the... I don't get it. It was the paint sat for days. There was no way it was still wet. So I don't know, don't care. I'm moving on. So don't feel like you have to give me an explanation. I don't care. It's good. I'm moving, not dwelling on it. Anyway, the suspension, that's all from the kit. And then of course I modified the suspension to accept the MCV product 19-inch, 19 by 9, 19 by 11 or something like that. Rotiform wheels. Heather's calling me. Hold please. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Don't even remember where I was. Have no clue. Maybe the MCV product Rotiforms. I don't know. Either way, this is done. And I can now move on with my life. Like I said, beautiful kit to put together. The struggles were all mine and not... It had nothing to do with the kit, I'm sure. So don't take it like that. But anyway, there it is. Done. Finished. See ya. Photos at the end. And then I can move on to other stuff. And while I'm here, I wanted to show you guys a kit that I just got. So my friend Tony Lancer and I, we worked out this cool trade. I sent him a kit that he really needed, and he sent me like a bunch of photos, and I was like, ooh, how about that one? And there it is. So this is the 99 Mustang SVT Cobra. I had one of these kits, but Ryan took it way back when he thought he was building models, and I don't know where it went. It's gone. So, yeah, this is going to be coming up soon. I've been kind of itching to build something modern, and a modern Mustang would be cool. I have a really cool 3D printed engine, and I have some really cool 3D printed wheels and tires for this, and I think it would be neat. I think it'll be a neat build. So, yeah. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you, buddy. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Excuse me. Every one of you. Please check out everything linked in the description of the video. And I'll see you on the next one, which will be Sunday. Sunday Model Cars and Coffee coming up. Cool. Bye.